3 by K.M. Scott. 3 bodies, 3 chests, 3 necks, 3 heads with 3 eyes and 3 mouths, 3 lips, 3 tongues and 3 teeth, 3 arms with 3 hands and 3 fingers grasping toward me. 3. You're staring out at the ocean. The sea breeze is chilling, so you pull your coat closed and put your scarf over your mouth and nose. The last light of the day is dwindling on the horizon, so you turn and walk back along the boardwalk to your car. You think about how you'll probably never see the ocean again. You start the engine and turn up the heat to get warmed up. Before you set off on your long journey into the night, your phone rings. It's her. You don't answer, and it goes to voicemail. There's a notification of the message left, but you ignore it. You turn on the car headlights and drive down towards the coastal road heading north. So long sandy beaches, so long sunny days, so long happy memories. Those belong to the past, not the future. The future belongs to the night. Most people live their whole lives never considering what it means to risk everything. Sure, many people risk something or other. That's just life. But to risk it all, to risk not just your life or your soul, but the soul of every person on the planet, that's not something that happens. Yet here I am, a fool, caught in a web of dark machinations, an idealist who fell through the cracks of society, the cat that lost all 9 lives because it just couldn't sate its curiosity. Meow. I don't even know where to begin. How do you describe a conspiracy that's not a conspiracy? How do you put into words the things that defy description or explanation? All I can do is share my notes, the scraps of information gleaned through the horror of daring to lift the veil and refusing to look away. Look away, so I'll start at the beginning and hope that I can write well enough to convey what happened. Not the hearsay or heavily redacted news reports. I'm going to give you the straight dope. Mainline, directly into your veins. Forgive me if I ramble or lose a thread. I'm trying my hardest to hold on to my mind, you see. See. It was the morning of a late summer day. I forget which month. Probably September, I guess. Anyway, that morning, I received a phone call from Caroline. It took me back a bit, because we hadn't spoken in years. We'd had a casual fling when we both worked at the Boston Herald. Nothing serious, but we looked out for one another. She had a calming way about her. Sharp as a tick and strong, but also feminine and reliable. I was always the wild one. I talked too much. I drank too much. I everythinged too much. I remember getting into a fight at a Red Sox game once, because I couldn't help screaming "Sweet Caroline" when the chorus hit and jumping up and down, because we were there on a date and I was drunk. I knocked into a large guy next to us, and he knocked me out. Sweet. Caroline woke me up, splashing water on my face, and then she kissed me. Ancient history. Brian, it's me. Look, I know it's been a while, but something came across my desk. Are you there? Hey, yeah. How have you been? Oh, well, I've been better. Listen, can we meet up? I don't want to do this over the phone. Sounds intriguing. Not something to do with the feds, is it? It's not anything like that, but it is important. Can you meet me at our favorite Irish bar in an hour? Don't say the name of it. I don't know who could be listening. You're worried about someone listening over the phone, but it's not the feds. Yeah, I'll explain when I see you. Can you make it? Sure, I'll be... I stopped talking because I could hear she had already hung up. Her voice sounded strange. There was a tone to it that had me worried. I had a quick shave, got dressed, and headed off to Patty's. I fell asleep on the subway on the way over. I dreamed about Caroline handing me a bowl of cereal, which I started eating hungrily. It was real crunchy, and when I looked into the bowl, I saw it was filled with tiny scorpions. A gruff, older guy sitting on a chair outside Patty's checked my ID, grunted, and handed my license back to me. The bar was busy. Not unusual for an Irish bar in Boston, but it was kind of early. I pushed my way past several people till I got to the bar, and I saw Caroline further down, sat by herself, looking pensive, holding a small brown folder. "Sweet Caroline," I said, as I pulled up the stool next to her. She jumped a little, gave me a concerning look, and then let out a sigh of relief. "Brian, thank God." I went in for a hug, but she just held up the folder and pushed it against my chest. "Here, take this. Don't open it now. Find somewhere private later." Okay, you don't want to catch up?" I asked her. She stood up, looked around the bar, and kissed me on the cheek. "Take care of yourself, and please, don't try to contact me." And that was that. She hurried out of the bar and left me there, bewildered. A male bartender with red hair gestured at the pint of Guinness. Caroline had barely touched, and he asked me if I was going to drink it. I confirmed I would, and downed the whole glass before leaving. The folder Caroline had given me was stuffed with documents. It was heavy and had the smell of old leather. By the time I boarded the subway back to my apartment, it had started raining. A group of loud, giggling women got on at the next stop, and one of them stared at me. She wasn't laughing like her friends were, and her damp hair stuck to her face like seaweed. I almost said something to her, but then thought better of it. I just looked down into my lap and gripped the leather binder tightly. When I heard the giggling women getting off the train, I looked up expecting to see the same woman still staring at me. I don't know why, but she was gone. I half-jogged home from the subway, with the folder under my jacket to protect it from the rain. There was a slight chill in the air, and I was grateful to get back into the dry warmth of my apartment. I changed into some dry clothes and brewed a fresh pot of coffee. Sipping on the hot, bitter liquid, I opened the leather folder and spread out its contents on my office desk. There were a lot of documents. From my initial search through of the papers, I found several letters, a diary, some legal documents, and several pages with some strange sketches. A dog outside started barking, but then stopped after the third bark, which I thought was odd. The rain outside had stopped too. It was quiet, and I turned my attention back to the task at hand. With so many documents, I wasn't sure where to start.